Hello, and welcome back to another Rise of Empires video with me, Mr. Gill. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for all of your previous likes, views, comments, suggestions, and all of that jazz. Seriously appreciate it, guys. Well, I think we're at nearly 4,500 subscribers, which is brilliant. Today we are going to be speaking about defense, specifically related to defense in Reign of Chaos. Now, just so you know, we are in Reign of Chaos Season 4. It is the second week, and we're not doing too bad, actually. We've won our 3 quite well, actually. You know, this is good. But let's specifically talk about defense in terms of how things work. Now, I'm not able to currently record during the duels themselves. I was able to do one last week, and then the update hit. The update has, I don't know, made the game a lot bigger, and the servers seem to be a lot slower. Whenever I try to record during an actual duel, everything slows down dramatically. That it takes, you know, this would just moving the screen like that takes a minute. So unfortunately we're going to do this. We're going to do this theoretically. So let us start. I guess we're going to have some sort of five defense guidelines for Reign of Chaos. The first defense guideline is attack, attack, attack. The old saying is offense is your a good offense is your best defense, and that is absolutely true. There is no reason at all, doesn't matter what teams you're facing, why you should not go straight on the attack. Even if you are attacking suddenly you've been chosen a team that is ridiculously strong and you're scared and all of that kind of stuff. Attack, attack, attack. Okay, that means you will tie them up in defending themselves. They will have less time to attack you, less players who can port over and attack you, and you will have a better chance of winning. Obviously, you must always try and keep somebody in defense. So the way we roughly do it is, say, I mean, let's have a quick look actually. How many people did we have in our last thingy-majiggy? Where do we go? Here, here, here. So in our, come on, open up. There we go. In our last duel, we had 16 people attack us, and we were 24 in total. Now they're called the attackers simply because they declared the war. However, we went on the attack as soon as they declared the war. We went over there and started attacking them, and we had slightly more people than them, I think, which is awesome. But most of these people went on the attack almost immediately. Now I stayed back, and as did a few others. I don't know if they'll be recorded here. Oh yeah, Rock Apes is here. He was here in defense as well, and a few others. Sometimes when you're on the defense, it won't record you here, so this is not exactly accurate, the attackers and defenders list there. However, what I always do is that we always send somebody, usually our battle commander, Minwa, and he goes over and starts, and a lot of people pile over and start the road with him, and then I kind of hang out here at home and just keep an eye on stuff. Now, by keeping an eye on stuff, I mean I zoom out the screen like a so, if my touch, yep, like a so, and I look towards all the vulnerable points of our alliance, which is going to be on the edges around here. You can see there's not many tiles. By zooming around here, what I'm looking for are tiles that are a different color. That you can see these are blue, that means they're ours. These are kind of grayish, that means they're an alliance from this state. If they are kind of reddish, purplish, brownish, that means they are an alliance from an enemy state. And so what I do is I scroll around and I look for those. Once I see those, I zoom in and I go, aha, they're attacking. They've built their rally point. Now it's time to defend. Okay, so that is the kind of first rule. Attack, attack, attack. Have somebody always sitting at home, checking and looking for their counter-attack, if you would. The second thing you need to have is you need to have spare tiles, okay? Now you should be taking your resource tiles, once you've had at least one duel, you should be taking your resource tiles in the enemy states, okay? There is no reason whatsoever, and we can pop in here and have a look, that you should be using this territory here, yeah, to own resources in your own state. Okay, that is a complete waste. This territory should be saved for defense, and as you can see, I own empty plots that are defending our Alliance Center 1. And the rest of them are in another state. You can see these 8 over here are my 8 resource tiles in another state, earning resources from there. If you are going to keep your resources in the same state as that you're in, you will never have enough. You will never have spare, and you will not be able to defend against a coordinated attack. Okay, because it takes effort for you to occupy this tile. You need free territory. So make sure after your first duel that you move all of your resources over to an enemy state and gather your resources there so that you have free ones here in order to defend. Also, it's very, very important that you have them in the right spots. Now you can see our alliance center is somewhat over this way, like so. Where is it? Somewhere. I've lost it. No. Wow, I have lost it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So this is the corner of our alliance center over here. And then you can see, as I said, the kind of vulnerable areas are over to this side. And so then you can see that we try to have tiles over these sides. So if somebody is coming in, you can see here and stuff like that. If somebody is coming in, we're going to be able to rapidly attack and defend the road. Dragons. So point number 3, having a load of black dragons is useful. Obviously, a castle level 25 or something is going to have a lot of dragon bolt defense. However, they've kind of switched it with the new update in that you cannot immediately repair. There's a cooldown now to repair your durability. So there is a better chance, even with I guess a castle level 25, that if you sent maybe 30 dragons to this guy, I don't know who that is, but I'm just using them as an example, you might be able to get rid of them. So if on your defending team you have 2 or 3 peeps who all have 10 to 15 dragons each, you might be able to port out some of their big castles. Now you also have obviously the Reign of Chaos dragon. Now remember, these are the dragons. They are pretty standard. They will reduce any castle to 0 durability and teleport them away. You only get 2 of them per alliance center, so I think the max you can have is 5 of these Reign of Chaos dragons. I might be incorrect on that. So if you have all 4 alliance centers built, you have 5 of these Reign of Chaos dragons, and they're pretty useful. I would not be going and using them willy-nilly. I would make sure that you are focusing them on the absolute strongest, most active castles who are attacking you. You also do have the Destroyer Dragon. So the Destroyer Dragon is from season... I think it's season 2 it arrives. Season 2, 3 and 4. So not in season 1. The Destroyer Shout here. The Destroyer Shout is launched by your Alliance Guardian. So you have to have somebody who's there. When they launch it, that Guardian is vulnerable. They cannot be shielded. And they can be attacked and teleported. If they are attacked and teleported, then the Destroyer is cancelled. However, you can use the Destroyer Shout in your own state. Imagine, if you will, you are being attacked by a group of castles and they have built their rally point over somewhere in the edge here. Built their rally point and there's 3 or 4 of them around it. You can, because the Destroyer Shout takes out a quite large area, I think it's 3 by 3, so it's 9 tiles or even more, I think, 4 by 4. You can probably hit 3 or 4 of these castles and teleport them away. It is an expensive thing to do since the Destroyer Shout costs 100,000 each time and you can only launch 3 of them per battle because there's a cooldown to make more of them. But it is absolutely a valid option if you need it. 4th point. You should be getting all of your non-active players, so people who cannot be in your duel, to be garrisoning. Now that words, you say a word too many times and it starts sounding odd. Garrisoning the structures around your alliance center. Do not get them to garrison your alliance center 1. What will happen is that unless they're the absolute strongest player in your alliance, maybe do it then. But what you don't want is a bunch of low-level legions sitting in your alliance center. They just get in the way. What you do want is all the buildings towards your most vulnerable side, and every alliance center has a vulnerable side. Nobody is perfect. You want all of these buildings here. We want all of our non-participants in the duel to be sending their legions to garrison up these buildings here. Okay, that's just going to give us that little bit of an extra edge if we do get to the point where they're attacking our structures. Now, if they're attacking your structures, you've reached the kind of end game of Reign of Chaos, and you are going to be in trouble. Now you can see here we have one burning because we did actually get attacked. Luckily for us, we had already beaten their Alliance Center 1, and we were just about to beat their Alliance Center 2, so I believe they only got this far before the duel ended, which was very cool. it was really great. I wish I could have recorded it for you guys because it was awesome. It was probably one of the most memorable battles I've ever been in. It was perfect. But yeah, if they do get to this point, that's when I would stop any attack. Okay, so if they've got here, if your defenders have not been able to hold them off from the outer edges of your defensive structures around Alliance Center 1, that's when I would call everybody back, unless, and this is when it's going to get tricky and why you need good strategic battle commanders, you know, who are helping you and talking and communicating. Unless you're about to destroy their Alliance Center 1, if you've got to make a judgment call, I would bring them all back and do your defense. If you lose your Alliance Center 1, it is very hard to recover from that. Because almost immediately they can teleport to your Alliance Center 2. At Alliance Center 2, you have far less defensive capabilities because you have far less buildings, and they can probably get your Alliance Center 2 within 10 to 15 minutes if they've already done your Alliance Center 1. So, yeah, if it gets to the point that you are being attacked at your buildings, I would pull every single thing back and defend. Now, defending is, I actually think, quite fun, though it is a little bit boring. You will know that a lot of players will not want to really be on defense because they, you know, I like to attack and I go, blah, blah, blah. But it is really necessary. So you need to find those members in your alliance who will do it and do it well. They need to be people who are diligent, who look around a lot, and who don't mind waiting and, you know, trying to defend, you know, sometimes often by themselves while everybody else goes on the attack. But it is seriously important. In terms of kind of placing stuff in defense, now there is obviously the tiles above resource plot level 7 can be placed, but they don't actually stop players. What they do is they stop teleports. They don't stop anybody, you know, kind of attacking them, but they do stop teleports, so those can be used. You can move your structures around, but there is now a cooldown and an expense in that. I haven't tried to do it with the new update, but I've heard that it is harder, but you can relocate your structures to try and push them towards the area where you are getting attacked. But if it comes down to it, the final battle is always going to be about your Alliance Center, and if you don't have your absolute best legions defending that, you are going to lose it. And then you are in trouble, basically. That's kind of it. Kind of rambling talk about how I would defend. Now, I know probably a lot of people are going to ask for specifics. They're going to say, but where exactly do I place this tile? And it's not like that. Every duel is dynamic. Every duel is different because you are facing different attackers of different strengths from different alliances at different times of the day with different everything. But it's just really important that you attack. Yeah, you have somebody watching on defense, and in your defense, all you're trying to do is slow them down. Yeah, you are just constantly, they are building the road coming down this way, and you are just taking the tiles in front of them and blocking them. Remember, every time you take a tile, it has a 5-minute cooldown before it can be attacked. So your whole plan is just to slow them down and get them to waste their stamina. If they're wasting their stamina, they're not going to be able to attack your alliance structures, and also you're giving your team, your attacking team, more time to do their job, which is to destroy the enemy's alliance center. Now, a quick note on other things. If you are attacking or defending, you can of course attack any other alliance's buildings. You will get the same points as if attacking an empty tile, so there's no point. If we needed to attack through here, of course we could destroy all of these, no problem at all, but I would get minimal points for that. I think it's 2 points per building, whereas if we're attacking the actual enemy we're declared against, we will get, 500 points or whatever it is per building. Cool. I think that's kind of it in terms of defending. It's kind of hard to do if we're not actually in the duel, but as I said, the game is seriously slow, server side for me at the moment, so I'm not able to record. Hoping on Sunday I'll be able to get another duel up. Who are all these guys? I never know who's around here. I should pay more attention to what's happening. But I hope that kind of helps. If you've got tips about defending, chuck them in the comments down below. If you've got specific questions about defending, ask them down below. But please remember, I'm not going to be able to give you a blow by blow, this is how to defend. It's always going to be a dynamic situation. And it's always going to be very different depending on your alliance, your attackers, everything. There's so many variables, etc, etc. But just attack. Yeah, attack is the best defense, and have a very good defensive tiled structure. You can see it's very hard for people to teleport into here and to attack us. And be ready, basically. Be ready and watching all the time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers, bye.